Hello there again. I'm Julie Cantrell. I am here to talk about anorexia recovery for older adults. I made a video last time, and this time I'm going to take off my glasses, which is a little bit of a risk because I cannot see anything without them. And so if I start looking like I'm looking out into the ether without them, it's because I can't really spot the lens. But the reason why I'm taking them off is because there's a little bit of a reflection problem I've noticed with trying to film in my glasses, and that may be annoying to some people. So I'm going to take them off, and then we'll begin sort of talking. Also, I'm going to be referring to my nice ancient college-ruled paper and my handwritten notes as done in the old days when I was a youngster. So, that being said, we're going to put a bug on there. That being said, if you haven't seen my last video, just to kind of recap what I said in the last video, my name's Julie Cantrell, as I've said before. I'm 49 years old. I live in the South. You can probably hear that. I've noticed that on YouTube there is not a lot of content for women that are recovering from anorexia, women or men, excuse me, or any people that are recovering from anorexia who are older. There is some content out there, and I don't want to dismiss those folks. I don't want to dismiss anyone else out there, no matter what age you are. But I wanted to create some more content for people who are a little older who are recovering from this disease, because we might face a little bit separate challenges than some of the younger population is facing. So certainly I know I am, and so I wanted to just kind of put myself on YouTube and see if anyone was interested and wanted to watch. Now, that being said, I don't want to be ageist here, and any young person who might want to just, watch a recovery video or recovery-oriented video, or just, idle away some time, is welcome to the party, because I do cover themes that are pretty much universal to anorexia recovery in general. At least I think I do. We'll see. But anyway, I say anyway a lot. I'll try to edit some of that out, but I'm not very good at editing, and obviously I'm not very good at filming. So just bear with the anyways and the repeated words like things and issues and that kind of stuff. Now back to what I was saying. Where I am right now currently in recovery is actually quasi-recovery. That's kind of a new term, as I mentioned in my last video, that's kind of bounced around out there, but it makes sense, and that is, to be more specific than I got in my last video, about 4 years ago, I was not at a really great BMI to begin with, but I lost a lot of weight kind of due to life circumstances kind of rapidly in early 2015, and then I just was in full-blown kind of like neurally wired weirdness for the next 2.5 years, and I just got so tired, and I was so tired, and I was just so freaking hungry. And now I've been hungry all my life, and I've never really been in denial about how hungry I've been, or mentally hungry at least, throughout the whole time that I've had anorexia, which is 40 years. But I certainly have, kind of quelled those desires and that hunger with all my anorexic kind of restrictive kind of stuff. There I go with kind of. It's going to be another one that I say a lot. Anyway. Back to what I was saying is that I was working with a dietitian at that time. This is a couple of years ago, and she quit and left, and so I felt bereft. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do without my dietitian? However, I've been working with her for a little over a year, and I hadn't gotten nowhere. I was on a meal plan and yada yada, and cheated on the meal plan because I didn't do it, and that kind of thing. Meal plans just generally, they're good guidelines for people that are trying to get with it, but if you just are, I don't know how else to put it, but I just went on the internet, let's just put it that way, because my dietitian left, and she left saying everyone in Nashville is all booked up. Actually, that's where I live, is Nashville, Tennessee, by the way. And that should just show you that you're not alone. All the other dietitians in Nashville were booked up. You're not alone. Well, that made me feel great. Okay. Well, I am kind of alone because I don't have a dietitian to see, and yada yada. So I went on the internet, and I was like, anorexia recovery for adults. And I found a couple of, or three, and I just mentioned these women in the last video that I made, 3 pioneers, really, to me, of sort of a new model for recovery. And I find it very, very compelling. And so I jumped in with one of these people and started working with that person as a coach. She's the coach, not me. She's having to tell me how it goes, because she's the one who recovered. And I have to say that working with her methods and these methods that these other women are propounding has gotten me way farther than all the 40 years, starting in 1979, of treatment that I've had. And that's a lot of treatment. So that's just super great. Now, here's kind of where the problem is for me right now, and why I'm starting to make videos. As I reached a certain weight, probably back in February or so, and it was higher than I'd ever been in my entire life. And it's a little bit higher than where I am now, but just about the same. And I was like, it was scary, and I was paying way too much attention to it. Even though I kept trying to do this mental thing of I love my body, and I was paying way too much attention, and letting it run the show. And I actually tried to express some of this to my coach, saying, "Oh, my body is this," and she just shut me down, and she was like, "I don't want to hear it. Go and eat. Your restriction now is causing you to actually gain more weight." Because I was like, "Oh, I've stopped eating, and I'm still gaining weight." And she was like, "Well, your restriction's causing the weight gain." And that's true. I did. I actually kind of shut things down, and kind of got a little bit more clamped down in how I was eating back in February, as a result of being real scared about this new weight and everything. And my weight actually went up a little bit. It was kind of just this weird, and I got even more kind of anxious and upset and scared. And then what started happening was my body started sending these signals of, time out, I am done. You've just fed me really pretty well, not to the maximum, not to the ultimate degree that I would really appreciate, but you fed me pretty well for a year and a half, and I've gotten all this energy back in me, and I'm working on these repairs, and you're now clamping down? No. And so I started getting sick. I got sick 3 different times with cough and fatigue and just ache, pain, all this kind of stuff. And I'm still kind of in that state. I'm in this perpetual malaise kind of state, because my body is like, stop it and eat. So I'm like, okay. Now, I'm pulling myself out of the quasi-recovery. I'm like, okay, I've been there, done that now. I've done the quasi-recovery. I've gotten there, and I've kind of gone, I'm going to restrict now, when it wasn't time, and now I see the result. Okay, now I'm getting back out of it. So I'm starting to make YouTube videos because I want to publicize what it's like to go through the rest of recovery and get to that place that they talk about, and all these other recovery experts they talk about where you actually do stabilize and your body is in a happy place and everything is working and your brain feels better or your body feels better. And that's going to take a long time, because I just am guessing that because I've got such a long history, and a lot of you who are out there who are older may relate, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to kind of get through all the neural rewiring that needs to be done, as well as the body systems all getting working properly. And it's also going to involve a lot more weight gain. So you're going to see me get larger. And if that's troubling, I'm sorry. But to me, I'm just going to trailblaze through, because I just can't stay at quasi or go back. I'm not going back. I'm so done. Now, that brings me to the next point. Welcome to Identity Crisis 101. This is class. And guess what? I'm not the teacher. I'm a student. I have no idea. When we talk about, like, let's just think of ourselves, let's put away our anorexia and think of who we really are. I just come up blank. Total oblivion when it comes to a person beyond anorexia, because that's all I've been is for 40 years. Now, I know that sounds dramatic and everything, but it's true. That's kind of been my identity, and I don't really have anything else. So what I'm just going to do is just going to build from here. Some people might be in the same boat. They really have no clue what is there, and it's very, very frightening, because all you know right now, all I know at least, is I just want to eat and sit down and watch Netflix. And sometimes Netflix gets old and I get bored. And so then I'm like, what do I do now? So I might read. I might, bring up a topic with a parent or with one of my friends, and we might text or something like that. But that's, there's not a lot going on there, because most of it is just food consumption. Just wanting to eat and wanting to sit. It's a little bit scary to be in that place, but that's the baseline. Even with all the weight that I've already gained, I'm still right there. I'm still at that baseline. Still haven't really figured things out, because my body's still got a lot of work to do. So we're going to build. We're going to build that identity. And I'm going to try to put all the body fear and all the changes that go on throughout this process away. I may mention them as I go forward, because there may be things that bother me or whatever, but I'm going to try to minimize that, because that's just nowhere I should be dabbling, and going to just try to build identity. Now, one thing that we do know about folks that have this disorder, this disease, is, and you've heard this, if you've been around treatment of any kind, you've heard, oh, well, you've got tenacity, such willpower. To an extent, that's true. And I will say that is kind of a gift in a way. And I'm going to use that willpower just to keep making videos that maybe no one will watch. And put my face out there and just keep going and see what happens. I'm also going to use that tenacity just to keep doing what I'm doing. I got scared before, been there, done that, and now I'm going to try to keep going on. And then the other thing is that we all share, I'm sure that we all have in common, is creativity. You can think back to your days of trying to get out of eating, and all the little lies you've told and all the little machinations that you pulled to manipulate food and stuff like that. That's very creative. So we're all creative people. We're all going to end up doing something in the end. We're all going to end up doing something, and usually I have this feeling it's something on the positive end of energy into the world. And you know what? It's starting to rain, and here in my beautiful setting, it's starting to rain. you know what? That's part of life too. It does rain some days, and sometimes we really need it. I'm telling you now, we probably need a good rain right now because it's hot in Nashville. It is freaking hot, and I'm sure all the bachelorettes downtown are sweating, and that's why I'm wearing what I'm wearing, which is totally exposing for me. I usually don't dress this way. I usually dress pretty much to cover up, but you know, not anymore. And yeah, I'm exposing some acne that I've got as a result of hormonal shifts and stuff like that. Okay. It's all part of the game, but anyway, so as it begins to rain, I guess I should wind things up. Probably heard enough from me anyway, but you know, again, I just want to say, for those of us who are older, even or younger even, who got this at a young age, or just maybe you are thinking of the whole identity thing, and you're like, well, I didn't like who I was before. You know, okay, well then let's just start from a blank slate and just start building from here, because what you've got are some really great traits in there. I just know it. I can feel it. Not that I'm like any kind of guru or anything like that, but I could just tell. And then lastly is, one thing that I did in my last video was I love music, and of course I live in Nashville. That doesn't necessarily mean I like country music that much, and nothing bad about country, but you know, I've grown up around it, and so I kind of like a lot of different things. But I do love music in general, and last time I asked, just as a question of interest, what your favorite win or lose songs are. You know, what songs can you think of that come to mind when you think of a song about winning or a song about losing? And I really wanted to put the emphasis on win, but it doesn't matter. There's some great losing songs or loser songs out there too, which can be funny and which can apply whenever whenever need be. So the ones that I came up with are on my ancient notes. Let me pull out the tablet. Okay, so I'm going to go with the losing side first. Loser by Beck. What a great song. Beck is very humorous, very funny, but he makes great music, so I won't go off on that. But Beautiful Loser by Bob Seger. We're talking old school, but I remember when that came out. Love TKO by Teddy Pendergrass, one of the great R&B singers of all time, gone too soon. And then I'm a Loser by the Beatles, very famous old school Beatles song. Woo, it's starting to rain, so let's get on to the winning stuff. Winning Streak by Glenn Hansard. He's kind of a modern day indie rock singer, very good, wonderful song, very inspiring song. Wow by Post Malone. Any of you into hip hop and rap? Posty's pretty cool. Champion by Fall Out Boy. That's for all my emo friends out there. And Lottery by Jade Bird. She's a great singer from England. She's just got a great voice, and she's also a current sort of indie rocker. Jackpot by Nikki Lane. She's an Americana artist. Really great song about winning that jackpot. And then also the OG of winning songs, Queen's We Are the Champions. So if you have any identity crisis, just assume you're a champion for the moment. Okay, I'm going to, kind of sign out for now because it is raining, and until next time, take care. Thanks, bye. Okay, so sorry. I forgot something, and I'm back inside. It's raining outside, and the exposure in here is really crummy, so forgive me for that. But I did want to add my next musical query, and that is, what are the best footwear songs that you can think of? What comes to mind? I mean, obviously these boots are made for walking by Nancy Sinatra, to Bodak Yellow by Cardi B, and then all the footwear in between, including socks. So flip-flops, anything, any song that has any kind of footwear in it, you know what I'm talking about. You're already thinking of Margaritaville, I know it, because of the flip-flop thing. But yeah, there's some socks ones, there's lots of shoes. So just hit me with your shoe ones, your favorite footwear songs. No reason for this category, just felt like doing it and thought it would be fun. All right, have some fun with it. Bye.